I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk about food and our relationship with food. Well, the most common questions that we get, and the world is getting more and more health obsessed with calorie counting, how much we should eat, constantly Googling and looking at health benefits of different seeds and nuts and foods, which is all good when we have knowledge. But the overload of information and an overload of knowledge creates more stress and anxiety. And the more stress and anxiety we have, the more digestive issues we have and the more fat problems we have. Now, when it comes to eating, the first thing that we need to do right now, and all of us should get into the mode of keeping an open mind and using common sense. So for the next 10 minutes, let's just forget about everything that we've learned and look inside of ourselves and understand that this entire body that we have, this entire vehicle, has an intelligence of its own. An intelligence that understands how many calories your body needs, when, how, quality, and everything. This vehicle, this entire body has a brilliance, a mechanism to know when to stop eating, when to produce signals of hunger, and all of that stuff. We've forgotten the two basics of the human body. From the time an infant, look at an infant will cry out for food whenever they're hungry. It won't be a fixed pattern, it won't be a fixed cycle until we start acting like we know the cycle of feeding for a baby and we start putting these babies in rigid feeding cycles. But no, look naturally at an infant and a child. They will ask for food when they're hungry, they will stop eating when they're not hungry. What's changed? A whole load of information and human beings thinking that they're smarter than the human body. So what happens is we've just developed such a bad relationship with food. We are so disconnected from what our body really wants. And we're feeding it things that we've learned from social media, what people are talking about, what our best friend who lost the most weight did, what our best friend who built the most muscle did. We just imitate and we never get those kind of results. Every human being, every human body is individual and unique. There is no way that a diet plan, that a piece of paper telling you what to eat, when to eat, will solve your health problems. Unless, of course, you have a medical issue and you're doing something to manage certain parameters or blood sugar levels. Other than that, your body's mechanism is the only tool that can tell you how much to eat, when to eat, how to eat, and what quality food to eat. That is what connection means. Because we are disconnected from us, we miss all the signals that our body is telling us to do all the time. And hence we have a bad relationship. We believe chocolate will make us fat. We believe ice cream will make us fat. We believe that pumpkin seeds will take away most of our problems. We believe that chewing on garlic will lower our cholesterol levels. Absolutely not. If that worked, we wouldn't have problems. You see, food is information to your genes. That is the only way you need to see food as. Okay, you need to see food as information to your genes. Depending on the quality of food that you put into your body, the nutrients extracted from the food that you eat will result in assimilation, digestion, repairing your hair, your skin, growing you, increasing the energy at a cellular level, building your muscle, healing you, boosting your immunity. All of this is done by nutrients from the food that you eat that communicates with your genes, your DNA. So food is information to your genes. Your cells get the right quantity of food and the right quality of food. It has everything it needs to make your cells run the intelligence of your body. If it gets the wrong quality of food, if it gets food that is not rich in nutrients, things like empty calories. Best example, junk food. It has everything on the label, but they're all empty calories. It's got no fiber, it's loaded with sugar and salt. That doesn't communicate with your genes. In fact, it disrupts communication with your genes. So food equals information to your genes. Now, the next time you're eating something, it takes you less than a second to understand, is this going to work for my cells? Is this going to work for my genes? So what happens is we've been molded into a way of eating. Most people at a mealtime sometimes are not physically hungry. Now we need to understand the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger. For that, we need to work on a skill called mindfulness. If I am able to determine between physical hunger and between emotional hunger. If there is emotional hunger, no, you do not feed your body with food. You start feeding the void that is creating the emotion. You start managing those issues so you don't use food to solve your problem. Emotional hunger. Physical hunger, you eat. You eat food because your cells are screaming for nutrition. By depriving yourself of nutrition is only going to put your body into more stress and more problems. So when people try to follow these rigid diet plans and they're feeling deprived and psychologically deprived and they're physically hungry, but they're saying, oh, I'm self-disciplined and I'm using willpower, the only thing you're doing wrong is fooling yourself and actually causing more harm to the human body. You see, the reason why a piece of paper telling you what to eat will never work, okay, is because your body is constantly changing. Today, you may be more sedentary, which means your body doesn't need that much of nutrition. Tomorrow, you may be more active, but you're still eating the same plan that someone gave you. Now, today, you're deficient in nutrition. Tomorrow, you may be using a lot more brain power, mental power, emotional power. You will need more calories. You will need more nutrients because your body is using more power and it needs to replenish. Day after, you have a very peaceful day. You've gone through a completely peaceful day. Your calorific value and the amount of nutrition you need changes all the time. So now the next question is, so what is right and what is wrong? We don't know that. Your body will tell you that. Your body will tell you what you need and when you need it. So yes, if you really look at great health, we need to slowly come back. Of course, if you have a disease, it's completely different. But for everyone else, we need to come back to listening to our body. Eat when you are hungry. Now, if you're missing meals because you've gotten too busy with work and stuff like that, and you've pushed your meals aside, you will get acidic. That is wrong. You're starving, but you've pushed it away because you've not prioritized your feeding cycle. You'll get acidity and all of that stuff. Eat when you are hungry. Let your body finish its complete cycle of digestion. No matter who told you a snack is good for you, it's good for your metabolism and all of that stuff, that is complete rubbish. Very few people need to eat every 2 hours. People with fluctuating sugar levels, people with metabolic disorders, but everyone else is eating way too much. Eat when you are hungry. I'll give you a simple example. Someone finishes an intensive workout, okay? And you're not hungry. You are not physically hungry. Wait for a while. I know old school method is eat your fruit within 15 minutes, have your protein within 45 minutes. Not necessary. Not necessary. If your body is not hungry, do not eat at that point because your body is still producing testosterone, human growth hormone, and it's doing its magic. When you are hungry, you eat. Go back into a cycle of listening to your body. So for the next 3 days, this is what I want you to try doing. Start listening to your body. When you're hungry, eat. When you're not hungry, don't eat, even if it's your mealtime. Even if it's your mealtime. Let your body run its own rhythm for you. Let it dictate to you based on what it really knows and its own intelligence on when to eat and how much to eat. Now, what can disrupt all of this? If we're stressed, of course, our hormones are all over the place and we're going to feel hungry at different timings. Most of it is going to be emotional hunger. We're sedentary. It's going to be a big problem if you keep eating the same lunch, dinner, and breakfast every day, but you're sedentary. If you've worked out more, you eat more. If you work out less, you eat less. So a lot of people say, I don't have time to work out when I'm busy traveling. That's simple. What's in your control is cut down the amount of food intake that you have. Eat nutrient-dense foods. Nutrient-dense foods are your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts, your seeds, everything that nature has given you. Not all your protein bars and all of that stuff. That is not nutrient-dense. It may be high protein, but high protein doesn't mean nutrient-dense. Nutrient-dense means your cells get what it needs from a small portion of food to run your entire body. Less is more when it comes to nutrition. Less is more when it comes to your immune function, cellular energy, and everything else. So please, the more confusion you have, you're trying to copy everyone, what is the right way to eat, listen to your body. It's like everyone doing intermittent fasting. When they started off, they were scared about it. They didn't know that they can be without food for 14 to 16 to 18 hours and feel great, have more energy levels, appetites will shrink, cravings will reduce. They didn't know that unless they tried it. And today they're into a beautiful pattern of fasting and listening to their body. So number one, there is no human on this earth who can tell you how many calories your body type needs. There is no one on this earth who can tell you how much to eat and when to eat. Only your body can tell you that. And if you listen to it and you learn, this will take you 1 to 2 weeks of mindfulness. Then the beauty is you don't have to worry about these things anymore. When you're hungry, you eat. It's as simple as that. When you're not hungry, your body's not asking you for food. What is your body doing? It is cleaning up, repairing, growing. It's using your fuel from the previous meal to basically do its job. But we've hardly finished digesting our first meal We're eating this next snack and then the next meal and the next meal, thinking, oh, my metabolism is going to improve. Metabolism has nothing to do with how often you eat, period. Metabolism is a sum of all your total chemical reactions happening in your body along with your emotions, the way you're feeling, your mental health, and everything. All of that is your metabolism. It is not eating every 2 to 3 hours. So for the next 3 days, this is something that you can do. If maybe your lunchtime now, but ask yourself, am I physically hungry? If the answer is no, don't eat your lunch or eat just a little bit. That doesn't mean you're starving. This is not deprivation or starving. You are listening to your body. If your body says eat more, eat a little more, as long as you know you're not overeating, because sometimes your body needs more energy because it's trying to repair or it's trying to boost your immunity, it's trying to heal something, it's trying to compensate the amount of energy you used from your previous meeting. It's telling you to eat more. Listen to your body. Don't put it into deprivation. Don't put it into stress mode. Now, don't make the mistake of starving yourself so much that when you eat, you're going to end up overeating and binging and all of that stuff. That means you've done it wrong. Listen beautifully to your body. You wake up tomorrow morning, ask yourself, am I eating out of habit or am I really physically hungry? And when you master this concept, of eating when you're hungry and not eating when you don't need to, everything in your body is going to change. The way you digest, your cycles of eating, your sleep is going to improve, your hormones are going to be more and more balanced, because there's a big difference between starvation and there is a big difference between listening to your body and giving it food when your body asks you for that food. So it's extremely important for you to be mindful. Now, how are we mindful? When we respect our meal timings. If we're just eating, the problem with us is we're disconnected from food. We use food, we compare it to engine oil in a car. Okay, put in engine oil, the car runs. Eat food, we'll continue running. No. Your meal timings are sacred timings for you. Before you start eating, have you even checked in with yourself to see if you are physically hungry? If you're not, why are you eating? If you have diabetes, vice versa, you figure that out with your doctors or your professionals. But for everyone else, less is more. If you give your body what it needs, that's why so many people have fluctuating blood sugar levels today. We're constantly eating, we're constantly producing more insulin, because every time we eat, the pancreas have to produce more and more insulin. Less is more. Listen to your body. Next 3 days, this is a little challenge. Start right from today, your lunchtime. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Or eat when you're full, stop. As simple as that. Stop, stop, stop. Look at children again, how intuitive they are with their food, until we start making breakfast time, lunchtime, dinner time, snack time, and we move them into it. And you see the kids rebelling against it. They're not hungry, but yet we're forcing them to eat. They are intuitive. Their body knows how much they need to eat. So be very, very liberal with your discussions on all of these things. And you need to understand, we all talk about respecting our body. You are not respecting your body if you are feeding your body when it's not hungry. You're making your body work in overdrive. It's not hungry. It's that your digestive system is taking a break, but you are stuffing yourself or eating something just because it's healthy or someone told you to do that. You are disrespecting your body. So good health starts with respecting your body, giving it what it needs. Have a good relationship with food. Don't look at it negatively. Look at your lifestyle negatively. Why am I binge drinking? Why am I binge eating? Why am I eating so much of junk and processed food, which I know doesn't have any nutrients that can support my body? That is disrespect. Have a good relationship with food. Enjoy a dessert. Enjoy a bowl of ice cream. Enjoy chocolate. Enjoy your food. Enjoy all your grains, your lentils, whatever it is. That never made us sick. Lifestyle made us sick. Lifestyle and the way we eat made us sick. The way we move, sleep, think, stress levels, all of that has made us sick, not food. So we shouldn't have to blame food and make food the enemy all the time. The moment you made one particular food a bad food, every time you eat it, there's guilt, there's stress in the body. So don't have a bad relationship with food. Improve the relationship with your body. And the more and more you listen to your body, the more and more it talks to you, telling you what is right for you and what is wrong for you. Your body is the most intelligent source to tell you what is right for you. No one else knows that. No one else knows it better than you. So start living more mindfully, and you may try this for the next 3 days. Eat when you're hungry. When you're not hungry, just don't eat. And within 3 days, you move into this normal cycle, and you will find that your body tells you that, hey, this is the cycle that I need to follow. This is the time I usually should be having my lunch because I'm hungry, or my dinner, or my breakfast. Find your own rhythm, find your own pattern. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.